The Raven Scholar. I was so excited about this. This is one of my most anticipated, and I had a really good time with it, but it wasn't quite what I expected, and I have some thoughts on this, so let's talk about it. In this world, a ruler can only rule for a maximum of 24 years, and we have reached the year where we must decide on a new ruler, so there is a trial where people are basically competing to become the ruler. And just before the trial to determine the new emperor take place and start, one of the contestants is unalived, and Nima finds herself inadvertently forced into trying to solve this unaliving, while at the same time finding herself thrown into the position of being a contender for emperor, which is something that she never wanted. This was really fast paced right out of the gate. I could not put it down. I think I read like 100 or so pages the first weekend that I was reading it. I did it as a buddy read with my friend Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. We had the best time. We were both like, we can't put this down. It is addictive. That said, it wasn't at the same time a masterpiece in any way. It was just compelling in terms of how it was read. Some of the writing was actually a little bit frustrating, but I still couldn't stop reading it. This is written in third person, and throughout a chapter, the perspective would change, and it would take a second to figure out who on earth was even giving you their perspective and who was talking. That was a little bit grating on my nerves sometimes. Still loved it, but it was a little bit grating, just this sort of, what on earth is going on? The characters also felt much younger than they really were. Nima's in her 30s by the time the majority of the story has taken place. And there were times where I felt like I was reading a YA book, and I felt like she was a teenager, and I had to remind myself, no, this is an accomplished 30-something-year-old woman. And it wasn't just her. It wasn't just a single human that was sort of immature. It was most of the characters, especially the contestants to become the emperor. They all read just a little bit young and a little bit petty. There were a lot of twists in this book, and I saw very few of them coming. I love being surprised by something, and every time I thought I had figured something out, we'd get a curveball, and it was not what I thought was going on. So I absolutely love that. I didn't see the ending coming at all. That took me off guard. Will I be continuing this series? 100%. Was it the best thing I've ever read? No, it wasn't the best written thing I've ever read, but it was so compelling, so fun. I couldn't put it down. I just had the best time with this book. So I do highly recommend it. It's not perfect, but that's okay. It was still really great.